Hi guys, this is your English doctor. Well, today we're going to talk about the essay that has a title, Things You Want to Make New. Well, what's the title? Yes, it's a sentence that's telling what you're going to talk or write about. And let's see the one over here. Well, I see the title says, Things You Want to Make New. And when you are writing a title, there is something that you have to remember. Well, the thing that you have to remember is that you have to capitalize the letter of the word. Well, of course, not the preposition. What are the prepositions? Yes, it's a word that's talking about the places or the things that you're doing at a certain time. For example, you can do something like in, or, off, to. Those are the preposition, and that you don't want to capitalize. Well, let's see in here. I think we have to make some changes into this here. What are we doing? Okay, here you have to change this Y into the big Y because this is a title. And you have the word want, and W should be the big letter, but not T from to. It is because this is one of the preposition or the word that's combining the word to make a title. And here goes a and from make, you have to capitalize. And there is new, and you have to capitalize that. Voila! Now there goes your title. Now let's talk about the introduction. But there is something they want to talk about, like, okay, we're talking about this essay. Now, how can I write? Yes, that's a great question. When you write about an essay, you have to have five paragraphs. What are the 5 paragraphs? Well, let's talk about it. 5 paragraphs are going to be the one that looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see that? I see that. Well, the first paragraph is going to be about your introduction. Well, introduction is something that you're going to write, what you're going to write about, and has to have the thesis. Well, what's a thesis? Yes, thesis is like the king of the topic sentence, like what I'm going to talk about. Yes, that should be your thesis statement. Well, after you write the introduction, you have to write about body 1, body 2, and body 3. Well, what are the body? Are we talking about my body? Of course not. Yes. Body is going to be something that you're going to write to support your thesis. Yes. And each topic sentences should be written down in each body part. Now, let's talk about the last paragraph. Well, the last paragraph is going to be conclusion. Well, what's a conclusion? Yes, it's something that you're concluding what you're talking about. You might want to restate your thesis and try to have the final remark. We're going to talk about that. Well, final remark is something that you're going to ask the readers to take an action like this. I'm going to write about, well, this is something that I want to make for the future. Now, if you were me, what are the things that you want to do? Well, yeah, you have to ask the readers to take an action, and the sentence that's asking the readers to take an action is called final remark. Am I talking too fast? I hope not. Well, let's move on to body 1. Here we go. Okay, come on though. Oh, sorry, I mean introduction. Well, when you write about an introduction, there is something that you have to keep in mind. What is the thing that you have to keep in mind? Well, my hands! What does it look like, guys? Yes, it's a hook sentence, right? And what did I say about hook sentence? Yes, it's a sentence that's hooking the readers, hooking the listeners to listen or read what you wrote about. And one of the great ways to do is asking a question. And let's see what my students wrote it down in here. It says, okay, come on. Okay, here. What do you want to make newly in the future? Oh, so my student wrote it down. What are the things that you want to make for the future, right? Well, if we take a look at the sentence, it says nearly, and when you have ly, what's that? Adverb. Yes, it's the word that describes not describing, but yeah, okay, describing the verb or adjective, right? I think it's better for us to write it down. What do you want to make for the future? I think that's better and clear. Crystal clear. Yes. And then here, whoa, you have your thesis statement right away. You said, I will talk about the things that I want to make new. Okay. Well, when you're writing a paragraph, it's better to have at least 5 sentences. 5 sentences. And how many sentences do I see? Do I see in here? Yes, I only see 2 in here. Oh no, I need more, right? So what you can do is you're going to write it down. What are the things that you want to make for the future? It could be something that you can use at your work, at your study, or at your school. Well, let me talk about what I want to make for the future. I think that will be the better way for you to do in the introduction. Or, well, I didn't really want to talk about this, but okay. For the readers to get more attention to my essay, I will think about the movie. Well, long time ago, there was a movie named Back to the Future. And I'm going to write it down something like this. Well, I don't really like to use the have you ever phrases, but why not, right? Okay, let's write it down like this. Have you ever watched a movie named Back to the Future? And then you're going to write it down. It's a movie that has a lot of items from the future. If you can make something new for the future, what are the things that you want to make? Well, let's say that you're going to talk about the time machine and flying car and like flying shoes, right? Then you can write it down. Time machine, flying car, and flying machines are the ones that I want to make for the future. There you go. I just said the introduction for you. So you can make some changes in your introduction, and I hope to see that in your second draft. Well, now let's move on to the body 1 in here. So body 1. Okay, here we go. It says, the first thing I want to make new is a time machine. Oh, okay. We had a telepathy time machine. Is that too scary? Sorry, guys. Yes, so this writer or my student wrote it down that the first topic sentence. This would be the topic sentence number 1. It says, first thing I want to make is time machine. Yes, and then there goes the reasons in here. If I make it, I can go to the future and see the world in the future. Okay, and if there is some trouble, well, if I make, are you intentionally going to make the trouble? I hope not. Anyway, so if I make the trouble, I can go to the past and try to fix it. Oh, that's great. I want to do that too. And then here goes a third reason that finally I can go to the past and sell the phone at a very, what? I want to see. Oh, very expensive price. Yes. But I think if you want to sell the cell phone, there should be the company that's making the cell phones work. So it's not just a matter of having the phone, but okay, good idea though. Yeah, think more. Anyway, so you have talked about the 3 reasons, right? The first supporting sentence was that you can go to the future. Second one is that you can fix any troubles that you made in the future. And then the third one is going to be that you're going to sell the phone at the past, from the past or in the past, and you can earn a lot of money. Great. And here, for these reasons, I want to make a time machine. You have the restatement of the topic sentence number 1. Great. Well, what's a restatement? Yes, restatement is something that you're saying it again, like this. I am Miss My name is Miss Miss is me, right? Like I'm restating myself, having different kind of a word or the order of the words. This is what you can do for the restatement of the topic sentence or restatement of something. Now, let's move on to body 2. Was I too cute? Oh, maybe I should not do, right? Okay, here we go. Well, then the second one says in here, the second thing I want to make is a duplicating machine. Okay, clearly written down the second topic sentence. Duplicating means copying. You're making a copy. Okay, I have one hand and I duplicate 2 hands. anyway, sorry. So there is a duplicating machine that the writer or my student wants to make for the future. Now let's talk about the supporting sentences in here. The first supporting sentence would be that duplicate money. So have lots of money. Oh, wait a second. For lots of, you cannot put apostrophe. And let's do ding dong, the grammar time, grammar time, grammar time. I see a lot of students making this mistake. Now, there is some phrase that we can talk when we're talking about something that we can count it for many things, such as, let's say, there is a lot of, right? Which means a many, a lot, right? Like many, 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 a lot of. And then the same way that you can write is lots of. These are the two ways. Of course, depending on the nouns, you can have many, you can have much, right? But here's something that you have to keep in mind. There isn't such a thing that looks like this. Not at all. Not at all. Just choose one from here. Just choose one from here. Okay? Now, let's go back to the essay part over here. Well, we're talking about the body too, right? So let's see in here. It says, the first reason was that having lots of money, and also I can duplicate myself to many people and tell them to do my homework. Doesn't mean that you have a lot of homework. Oh, sorry about that. Now, third one. I can make something I really like into two. Well, why not just two? You can make more than two, right? Okay, clearly written down. And here goes another restatement. I want to make a duplicating machine for these reasons. Good. Let's move on to the third paragraph. And here goes a third paragraph, guys. The third thing that I want to make is a flying car, because we can go over to the sea without paying money for riding on airplane, right? Not Should we have a ding-dong grammar time? Let's do that. Here goes a grammar time. Well, when do we write on, the article on, instead of a? Well, if the word has a sound, then you have to put on instead of a. So here, airplane, 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 then you have to put on. But you know what? There is something that lots of kids are having trouble, or the ways that they make mistakes. Let me talk about this one. Can anyone tell me about this in here? Okay, I have a word here, says university. Well, university is a school that you go, right? Okay, sorry, let me rewrite it here. University. University is at the school that you attend when you become like 18 or 19, depending on your desire to study, right? Now, there's a word university. Should I put here a or on? Tell me. 3, 2, 1. Yes. The answer is on university. Why? Because this one does not have the sound of it has university, U sound, right? So that's why you're using an article on instead of a. Yes. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's go back to the third paragraph. Here we are. Yes. Now, what are the things? Okay, so it says that that you don't have to pay so much money for going to for traveling through an airplane. And another reason is that if there is a traffic jam, you can fly into the air and go to the destination very fast. Wow, another good idea. That's true. Now, third one. Finally, if our car is in the air, there will not be. Yes. This you have to do won't be or will not be. Since this is a helping verb, you have to put not right after the helping verb will. So we don't need to take care of the traffic accidents. That's true. You're not just talking about one thing, right? Could be more than one. So S. For these reasons, I want to make a fixing car. Yes. Flying car, right? This is one of the reasons why you have to proofread after you write it down. People make mistakes, right? I also make mistakes. So let's try to proofread it after you've written down the essay. Well then, here, let's move on to the conclusion. What does a conclusion say? It says, For these reasons, I want to make a time machine. Yes, that was the first thing that my student wanted to make. Second one is a duplicating machine. And third one is a flying car. My writing is now finished. Don't say that my writing is finished. We already know, right? We don't want anybody to remind what we know already. I guess? Yes. So here, if you're interested in my writing, you can think about the thing you want to make for the future or something that you want to make new. Okay, good. Well, I think this is the one that I was talking about, which was final remark. Final remark is something that's asking the readers to take an action. And here, if I were the student who wrote down this essay, I would have written down something like this here. Let me write it down in here. Oh, so black. Okay. Here, I think I can write it down. Okay. If you were me, what are the things you want to make for the future? Do not hesitate to be creative. Good. Yes. So here, I was writing my final remarks such as like, if you were me, what are the things that you want to make for the future? Oh my God, I missed a question mark. See, this is why you have to proofread it. And here's my punchline. My punching line says, do not hesitate to be creative, which means you can imagine anything you want. So don't hesitate yourself from being creative. Yes. So this was my writing feedback for one of the students in here. And if you have listened to this or watched this, please try to have some time to write about the writing based on the topic that we just shared. Well then, I guess I have to say goodbye. Bye guys. I was Ingdak.